Get out of here!
Hi. How's it going? I tell you how beautiful you are today.
No, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's my crumble. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be making a paleo apple crisp. It is gluten-free and dairy-free. I came across this fall looking for recipes for Thanksgiving, and I of course made it and did my own interpretation of it, which is what I'm going to do today. It's absolutely delicious. I ended up actually making it for Thanksgiving this year for my family, and you would never know that it has no dairy and no gluten. It's really flavorful and really delicious and tastes just like fall. So we are going to get started. So what I have here is 13 Gala apples. They are my favorite eating apples. So I like to use what I like to eat in my cooking. So I have done this recipe with Galas and Granny Smiths, which work just as well. That gives you more of balance. I like sweet things, so these apples are very sweet. So I particularly like these in the apple crisp. So because they are not really a cooking apple, they do produce a lot more water. So obviously you don't want a mushy apple crisp and you don't want a liquidy apple crisp. So this recipe does call for gluten-free flour, so that absorbs the water, so you don't have to worry that there's all this liquid at the bottom. So you really can do any kind of apple you like. I've done this with Granny Smith, Roma, Fuji, and Gala, and it's all come out good. So really, whatever your preference is with apples, you could do a whole bunch or you could do just one. Today I'm just doing one because this is what I had in my pantry, and they are my favorite as well as my family's favorite eating apple. So I have 13 here, and we are going to go ahead and peel them and core them, and then we are going to put them in the bowl and slice them up. So it does make a 8x8 tray, and this is what I use to bake. This is called like a brownie pan. So but this is what I do my apple crisp in. You can do it in a glass dish, you can do it in a pie dish, anything like that. I've doubled the recipe for Thanksgiving and used a Pyrex, and it came out just as well. And that was, I think, a 9x13 if you double it. So now we are going to quarter. All right, so we quartered the apples. Now you are just going to take out the core and the seeds. Okay, so now that you have your apples all ready, I like to just do slices, and then you throw them into the bowl. You can do chunks, you can do thick slices, super thin slices, whatever you like to do. I just like a nice slice of an apple because they will shrink a little bit in the oven. So if you have them too small, you're not really going to get great texture with that. So I like to have a little bit of crunch. And you want to see what you're eating. You don't want super small chunks. Okay, so that is what I do. I'm gonna finish the rest of these and then be right back. All right, now that we have all of the apples ready to go, we are going to add a couple things to it. So first off, you're gonna add the juice of a lemon. Medium to large lemon is fine. Because it depends how many apples you are going to use in your recipe. So for me, I like a really full pan of apple crisp. I like a lot of it. Some people don't. So, and all apples are different sizes, all kinds are different sizes. So it really depends on what apple you're using and how big it is. So today, like I said, we're using 13 to fill this pan, but if you're using more or less, it's not going to be as full, and that's okay. So, but you can use a medium to large lemon. That's totally fine for the juice. It just keeps it from browning, and it gives it a little bit of a flavor. Gives it a little bit of a flavor. So next we're going to add, after the lemon juice, there is 2 tablespoons of solid coconut oil. Like I said, this is a dairy-free, so there is no butter. So we are substituting the butter for coconut oil. This is coconut sugar. I really like coconut sugar. It almost has like a brown sugar flavor to it. It's delicious. So I get organic coconut sugar. You can actually find it in a lot of places, like discounted places, and it's really not expensive at all. So I always get a lot of this when I find it. So this is 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar. This is a spice mixture. I made a blend of it, and then I'm going to use it in the topping as well. But this is just a teaspoon of that blend, and it's cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cloves. So I, of course, will link the whole recipe down below, but this is a teaspoon of the mixture that I had made. And this is 2 tablespoons of all-purpose gluten-free flour. So this is going to bind the apples. It's going to make it so that there's not a lot of sog and mess at the bottom, because nobody wants that. So let's get started. I'm going to cut my lemon. Okay. And you're just going to juice it. And I hold my hand out so that I can catch seeds, because I really don't want the seeds going into the apples. So, okay. I'm just gonna give that a quick stir, just to try to get the lemon juice all over the apples. Next, we are going to add the coconut sugar, add the spice. And if you're not a spice person, I like spice. I have to taste everything. And so if you're not a clove person, I know a lot of people are not, I love cloves, so I typically bake with it a lot. So if you don't like cloves, just omit or add less. Like I said, I like a lot of spice. So for some people, that's not gonna work. But if you want more or less, you can add more or less. And then we're just gonna add the flour. And then we're going to add the coconut oil. Okay. And then you're basically just going to make sure everything is coated and combined. So that looks good. So now we're going to take our 8 by 8 inch pan and you're going to put the apples in there. Perfect. Because they are going to shrink a little bit. So, and I said before, I like a really thick layer of apples. This is a healthy dessert, so you really can't, for me, you know, you really can't be picky with this. If you want dessert and you're doing a healthy dessert, then have a big portion of it. It's okay. So, this is what you do. You just try to get them all even, like that. All right. I like to push it down a little bit because we are going to put topping on top. Okay. So, this is the apples. We're going to go make the crumb topping and put that on. So, let's go do the topping. So now we're going to make the crumb topping for the apple crisp. This happens to be my favorite part. If you like less crumb topping, I like a lot. So I'm really gonna like pack it on there. If you like less, then just cut it in half. But I like a lot of it. So this is rolled oats. I have 2 cups of rolled oats. I have a cup of blanched almond meal flour. I have a half a cup of solid, again, coconut oil. It has to be solid because this is going to be as the butter. So you can't have it melted. It's going to be way too, it's already mushy to begin with. So you can't have it much more mushy than that. You have a 1/4 of a cup of coconut sugar. Again, I replaced this with brown sugar. And we have the spice mixture. So again, I have cloves, ginger, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And I did throw in a half a teaspoon of the pink salt. And then I have a half a cup of pure maple syrup, and I put a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract in there. So this is really easy. Basically, all you do is dump. So I have the oats. To that, I'm adding the almond meal. I'm going to add the spice, sugar, syrup and the vanilla. And I love maple syrup. If you do not like maple syrup, first of all, you're weird. But second of all, you can add honey, you can add agave, you can add even regular sugar. If you're not watching everything the way that we are, you can certainly use granulated sugar or brown sugar or whatever you like. But we are just trying to stay away from the refined sugars. And then you're going to add your coconut oil. Okay, so put your mixer on low speed. You always start off low because otherwise it's going to go all over the place. And I've done that many times and it's not fun to get flour out of your hair. So you're basically just going to mix this. And I didn't specify either. You can use the quick oats too if you'd like, instead of the rolled oats. I like the rolled oats for this because it gives it much more texture, and it really tastes like that crumb topping. The quick oats are just a little smaller for it, but they work. They do work. So whatever you have in your pantry. It's really good. All right, and that's it. So yeah, now that our topping is done, let's go put it on our apples and get it in the oven so we can eat it. Okay, now that we have finished the topping, we're going to now assemble it on top of the apples. So I just like to take it, it is very soft, so you just kind of sprinkle it evenly all over the top. Like I said, I like a lot of crumble, so I think that's what the best part is. Like, Nobody wants just apples. Like, you want the yummy, sugary part on top. Now that it's all on top, I just push down a little bit so that it sticks. All right, and that is what it looks like. You're going to bake this at 375 uncovered for 30 to 35 minutes. You want this brown and crispy. You can also pierce an apple with a knife and see that it's soft. Obviously, you don't want super crunchy apples, so depending on the size of the pan and your oven, just see how soft and done they are inside. And then this obviously has to be nice and golden brown. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then we will show you what it looks like when it's out. All right. All right, so our apple crisp is done. This is what the finished product looks like. You don't want to get it too brown, so this is perfect. This was 30 minutes in the 375 degree oven. I did taste a little bit of the top. It tastes exactly like an oatmeal raisin cookie, just without the raisins. It's so delicious. So this is the finished product. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop some so you can see what it looks like. And then I have my coconut milk ice cream, vanilla ice cream, because we are dairy free. You know, that's what we choose to do. But you can of course use regular ice cream with it. This is just, I absolutely love coconut milk ice cream, but only this brand. I don't like some of the other brands. But let's go ahead and dig in because I can't wait. I love apple crisp. Okay. Alright, so that is what it looks like, and as you can see, there is not much liquid at all, and that is what you want, and that's what the flour did. It gives you a little bit of sauce, but it doesn't like have so much apple juice everywhere, because you do not want that in your apple crisp. So I'm going to put a nice dollop of my coconut milk ice cream because I love it. This would be good. We've also done caramel ice cream. It's coconut caramel ice cream they have. And this would also be good with caramel sauce. So anything you want to do, you can do. But I'm gonna get some apples with the ice cream. I'm not getting any. One bite. That's all you got. This is mine.
Can I get some apple?
You just come over here just for my food. Get out of here. It's mine. So good. And the apples are still a little bit crunchy. They're not complete mush. It's just the flavor is so good. I highly recommend doing this. This is a really easy, healthy dessert. And you would never know that it's gluten-free, dairy-free. So yeah, this is the Paleo Apple Crisp, gluten-free, dairy-free. The recipe will be in the description box below. So let me know what you think of this. Definitely try it out. And thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you next time. Bye.